What's up YouTube, CodForman221 here, and welcome back to the Current Affairs 2 online replay series for Season 2. Anyway, this is a good match. It's about an hour long, so I'm going to be cutting out small portions of it. But this is an interesting match. So you can see I have chosen this. I rarely use this doctrine, but I did choose a Special Operations doctrine. Mainly for, well, I'm going to get artillery flares. That's actually really effective. It really reveals the area for an extended amount of time, and it's a flare, right? So it gives you a lot of visibility. And then also I'm going to be using the infrared STG-44 package, which just makes Obersoldaten amazing. Anyway, so you can see we're playing against two Americans. Nick is the basic Wehrmacht. One thing I suggest for the basic Wehrmacht, if you're playing, is get a Panther for it as soon as possible against the Americans, because if they have any light vehicles, like they go for the AA half-track or anything like that, or Jeeps or anything, it's just good to have, or half-track, it's good to have that tank just to smash that light armor. Anyway, so you can see I'm moving up with my Storm Pioneers, and this is going to be interesting, this match, because you're gonna be fighting the far north and then far south. It's like the massive tank comps going back and forth. I mean, it's a really good match. I'd definitely stick around if I were you. Also, you can follow me on Twitter. I will have an icon up there in the top left corner. It is at CodForman221. And yeah, that's where whenever I put out a video, that my Twitter feed gives a link to that video. So it's a great way not to miss any videos. It's definitely good to follow. So you can see already harassment, because he has two of these. Actually, just has one. Okay, so he is doing volley fire, and you can see his echelon troops trying to get behind the lines. They're already trying to cut off the fuel, and they've gone in here. Now, I was kind of looking at this fight, and I was like, okay, there's two riflemen here. These guys are in a house with 3 windows, so I really don't stand a chance. I do have my Volks coming up to help capture it, and you can see not a single little bit of resistance in the south for Nick. The problem is they're pushing our center. They do have a lot of these Jeeps. And they're even behind me, shooting at me. So I have 2 riflemen in front, and then I have the echelon troops in the back. So I have a Kupelwagen and more Volkskrans. And I'm going to push up. I'm going to try to run away from this fight, so I'm not going to win it. And the Kupelwagen is here. I'm going to start suppressing these guys. Keep in mind the Kupelwagen has to stop to do the suppression effect. So you kind of saw I push them back, but they're going to be taking the field, so that's not good. And look at this, a lot of harassment already. They're cutting off the fuel because they're taking this point back here in the center. The problem with this map is usually the players, I'd go north and Nick would go south. And they just kind of leave the middle a little bit. Usually they just leave the middle, like open. The Americans obviously want their munitions. So usually you have someone focus on one side or the other. In this match, we both went. Nick went north. Nick went south. I went north, and you can definitely see not having anything in the center is kind of hurting us a little bit because they keep cutting off our reinforcements. Well, they cut off our resources, which isn't good. And Nick does have a strong position up here, though. One thing I suggest if you do a bunch of grenadiers, well, one, it's good to make machine guns, like I said earlier, against the Americans, especially with, especially getting them in buildings to take on Jeeps and other things like that, if you can make sure your machine guns face them. And also, MG42s on your grenadiers, they will help against the American bars. Anyway, here's the, kind of see our opening moves. I am building some sandbags, which I'm not actually going to really use. I should have built them a little bit further up. This should give some of my Volks some cover. I do have suppressing fire, so this choke point kind of narrow. This choke point kind of cut off there. Radio silence is interesting. It's basically you click it, 25 munitions, your men just stop communicating with each other, and they can't see you on the mini map. So that's kind of cool. You can see American riflemen are beating the grenadiers because they're in cover. Cover is just so important in this game now. I mean, it never wasn't important, but even when you think you can win, units in cover will often, can often win. Now, if you had a machine gun here, that would be very good. But he does have a house, and his guys are shooting out. But there's a lot of, riflemen back there. He's going to fall back. When they're singled out like this, when they can 3 squads can focus on that one, they're going to be in trouble. He did hit the engine of this, so it's damaged. The crew can just hop out and repair it though, which is unfortunate. Oh, this is good engagement. Okay, so let's look what's happening here. You can see I have the Volksgrenadiers coming from the back. My Kugelwagen is going to turn and start to press them. And then he charged me. I have 2 Storm Pioneers. These guys are going to close up close, and we're just going to deal the death to these guys. Nothing's going to stop me from pushing and trying to wipe out these squads. This could be a major win for me. I have to fall back. So I decided to get another I decided to get another Storm Pioneer. Let's have another Volksgren, because the Volksgrenadiers are just not very good. The problem is, to replace one of these units, it's 40 manpower for one guy. So it will drain my manpower, so I have to be careful with them. I can't just be charging headlong into everybody. So the field has fallen again to us. And I am placing down a little different play here, you know, different dodge and different play. I'm placing a mechanized regiment headquarters. And I'm already getting myself a flak truck. I want to be able to suppress his infantry before they come here. Now, one thing you need to know is that the flak truck will lose to an AA half-track, so you could be in trouble. But this is a very good call against his army composition right now. You can see more harassment though. You can hop riflemen in this, which is kind of cool, and they can capture points. They're basically like the scout cars. I think they're a little bit better than scout cars though, with their 50 cal and the fact that their men can jump out. So combat, that combat package is only 85 because of my my bulletin there. I think I'll show my bulletin right here. No. Anyway, the flak cap track's gonna come out. And I managed to secure all this territory. You can see I did lay a mine right here. I probably should have laid it a little bit closer to here. That'll be do a it'll do a little bit of damage, and then I also have a mine on the road for any kind of vehicle that possibly comes up like a jeep. And you can see the blobbed up troops here. Gonna start capturing, but he doesn't realize there's a mine there, and look at this. Boom! Yeah, I killed 3 men. No, 4. Well, yeah, 4 men. I just damaged them. Those mines are very effective. I believe they're called Schulmine. Schulmine. Basically shoe mine in German. So I'm capturing this back. I want to get some of these combat packages to help out against all this this early jeeps, but most of them are destroyed now. You can see there's one back at base here. But you can see just you need to be using rifle grenades also. We don't have any munitions though. That's the problem. They have both munitions, which is a little bit of a mistake. I guess we're choosing to hold the fuel over the munitions. You see, they don't have a lot of fuel, and also you can see that Nick's position is like very narrowly focused, like on that. Not narrow, like very narrow on that. Anyway, you can see my flak cap track is going to start dealing some death, killing quite a lot of men. He does spot my mines, but then an AA half track pops up, and I'm like, I hope I can win. I have the first shots on its rear armor there, but the AA half track's gonna win. I'm actually very curious. I wonder how much. I don't really use the AA half tracks. Okay, that doesn't make. So the AA half track costs 60 fuel and 350 manpower, and let's look how much my flak half track costs. So it costs 5 less and about 100 less manpower. So it makes sense that I would win, but still 5 fuel difference for those two. It seems a little annoying. He could push me all the way back pretty much. I don't have anything to stop him. I have a Kugelwagen which will get killed. And I'm going, oh my gosh, there's a flak half track. And he is gonna push in, but I'm very aware. It's amazing, even though he's spotted the mines here, he's gonna almost walk over them. Anyway, I just know I'm starting to lose this fight up here, which is bad. Because they're still pushing us in the center. I am, however, chasing this. Oh, that got lucky. I am chasing this Jeep, though. You can see the Kugelwagen died. Gotta pull back now. I'm getting no munitions, so I've only got one Panzer. One Volksgrenadier with a Panzer Shrek. They keep taking this point away. That is very bad. Keep getting cut off like that from the fuel. Anyway, you can see the bars are pretty powerful. He is upgrading some of his men with the. They weren't in cover there. He's going to be using the half track to reinforce his men constantly, which is good. But it's bad that he's in the open there. So yeah, good. He's gonna try to get behind cover, but it's directional, and he forces them back. So while my battle up north isn't going so well, I've lost the field. Nothing's really defending this point except some of these guys. Grabbing the AT to help out, and I see an engagement I like. These guys will destroy rear echelon troops, and I hope I can actually wipe these guys. But he's gonna be smart and withdraw on time. You can see these guys aren't. They're both up 70 and 80. They play this game for a decent amount. But guess what comes? It comes the AA half-track comes up and I have to fall back or I'm going to lose my squad. Hoping while he's distracted I can launch a Panther strike round at him, rocket. And we get suppressed. This thing's a little ridiculous. Like, look, we're outside of his range and he's still suppressing us a little bit. So, what's he going to do? He's going to move right down here. Well, I took munitions away from him. I thought that was important. He's going to shift on to Nick's flank here. They're going to... And he's pretty secure up north. He does have an ambulance, and he upgraded all his men with bazookas. So even if I got another flak half-track, which I just don't see any point in getting, I'm getting ready to build a Panzer headquarters to get a Panther. Anyway, look, I try to get that squad out, and he does effectively, but I was trying to throw a grenade there. Your men throw grenades, they really expose themselves, it seems like. See, they have 2 bazookas here. And he's repairing his... I keep forgetting that the light vehicles have crews they can hop out and repair. You can just see a ton of dead grenadiers. These guys are in heavy cover with bars. He should pull back. He's not going to win this fight necessarily. I'm getting a second AT. I'm really worried that this AA is going to come after me. And they even have a half-track with that group. Which is kind of cool to see these different doctrines. You can see this guy's a mechanized company. So yeah, he does have that M3 half-track assault group, so he gets the assault engineers. Just keep that in mind as the Wehrmacht's Panzer IV. As the Americans, last night I had a Sherman out within 10 minutes. Was building at the 10-minute mark. It was out at the 11th minute. Like, 10-minute rule still applies if you can get the armor out. So just be wary of that. Now that I saw that AA half-track down there, I'm going to try to push up in the south again. So you can see 3 rifleman squads with the bazookas and a lieutenant. So I'm going to go right. I'm going to just capture this northern area again. They're cutting off our field again. They can't cut off this point because I have this half-track up here that I am building over, so I need to be able to fight these infantry. And so far, my Storm Pioneers aren't able to do that. Anyway, I do have a bunch of AT, so I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm going to pull back my AT here because we're kind of both equipped, just anti-tank, anti-vehicle. But I get some Obersoldaten. I don't have very much munitions right now. You can see that heavy artillery wiped out that house. A little overkill there, and then the AA half-track is, of course, going to destroy the mortar half-track. Not good. This match is not going so well for us. We're winning on victory points, but our fuel keeps getting cut off, and we're losing it. And you know, he's pretty up here, and they control most of this map. So they just wiped out all the resistance in the south. They have this mobile. They're very mobile with their troops and half-tracks and everything, and they're reinforcing from this. I'm sure of it. Or I think they can reinforce from this. Yeah, they are. I was gonna say, like, it's a half-track though. So nothing's really stopping us from the center, but you can see they just collapsed, you know, Nick in the south here. Look at all these trees, like. You can see like a different field over here. was gonna say, do people actually look outside the map? Probably not. That's why it's not very texturized. And I have Oversodan in cover. These guys are in negative cover in the street. And they have some aircraft doing some damage. And we're shooting at it with a lot of our flags. It was a recon flight. Anyway, I kind of dare this thing. You know, the only thing, the weakness about the AA is it has to use its rear armor to really shoot. So you get a rear armor bonus, and I hit him twice. And he's going to get away, unfortunately. And I want to pursue with these guys, but I know I'm going to run into more of these guys, so it's just not worth it. I got hit by a bazooka. I'm just going to keep holding my victory point position. I do have an AT gun here, just in case a Jeep just tries to come over or anything. So just going to again push in. He's got a Panther core up right now, support armor core. And I'm saving up for a good old Panther. So you can see I'm moving my Oversodan, who I haven't upgraded yet. I just got the amount of munitions. It costs 90 to upgrade, but it's totally worth it. Same thing with the Gewehrs. So I have a lot of men, and I think I can overpower them. And I also have AT. I'm a little grouped out. I was afraid they had grenades or something, but I don't think they just want to spend the munitions. Unfortunately, my assault is going to fail because, one, this guy's not shooting at the AT, and they have a machine gun there that's suppressing my veteran troops. The good thing about the rocket for those, you can withdraw your men. So once again, you saw it's almost dead. It has to have to retreat again. And look at this group. Lots of U.S. troops completely outflanked, so they collapse Nick in the south, and they're doing the exact same thing to me here. It is just intense. I'm getting rear shots on the half track. I want to take care of it, but I'm going to lose my Vet 2 squad anyway, so I'm just going to let them stand there and die. Anyway, yeah, I lost pretty much an Oversodan squad. I lost my AT gun. And they're going to follow up. Like, what do they have to stop me? So now Nick, it's kind of, can you see how they focused on the south and captured and they shifted it back north? One of these guys at the end of the match had 30 captured points. I think it was this guy. 30 captured points. Can you imagine how fast I was turning over? And more artillery goes down. They have both munitions, right? We're getting 11 munitions a minute. They're getting 58. He has 600 munitions. I'm really surprised he hasn't picked a doctrine yet. I can understand waiting for your doctrine, but at his level, he should... Anyway, thankfully Nick's... Goodbye, Jeep. Thankfully Nick's Panzer came out. Panzer Fear. But of course, as the Panzer comes out, a Jackson tank destroyer. I love these tank destroyers, especially when I'm not fighting them. I love them. I do like the, it's kind of interesting to see the mobile kind of aspect of the M3 half-track flanking me and everything. I thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, the Jackson thinks he can take out the Panzer for it. The big thing about the Jackson is it has great range. If you have line of sight here, you're golden. So he's actually going to flank this tank here, but he's just in range. Or not. He was in range. Well, I guys didn't see him apparently. I have another Oversodan. I need to push in and take one of our fuels. Thankfully the fuel in the south is fine, but look. Boom, the AA is here again. I bet you Nick is getting it's been annoying me the whole game. I'm sure Nick wants to get rid of it also. And I'm going to cut, and I'll see you guys in a couple minutes when there's some more action. Okay, welcome back. So, you can see they are launching assaults about 1 minute or 2 minutes later. Now, my men are in some cover, and so are they, but we are Oversodan, so we win. 400 manpower for one of these units. I did lose my gun crew somewhere. I believe that was here. Yeah. And my Panther is out. I'm ready to destroy some of these light vehicles, push these guys back. I've been seeing this. A lot of people have been doing this, and it's very smart. You have your major. You establish a forward retreat point next to your ambulance, so your men can reinforce and heal as they retreat. Like it's a very good way to do that. So I have SCD 44s. You can see my men. They have literally paintball guns on them, so they have that infrared sight. This was actually a real thing in World War II towards the very end in 1944. Anyway, so my attack is stalling. I can't retreat this unit because the artillery's going behind us and they get killed. So we're going to push up and we're going to try to take out the Jackson. And it's hitting trying to my front armor. I at least want to get rid of the ambulance, cause him some 250 manpower. And, you know, cost him his forward retreat point there. You know, they have a machine gun here, which is not good for me. But they also have a rocket warper. They stole mine. They're going right in the building. It's going to hit my rear armor. And I'm going, oh my gosh, I can't lose my Panther, you know. It's going to take me how many minutes to get my Panther back. And we have the Panther's frontal armor is pretty strong. And it is bouncing out. And I see that they're sending the Jackson back up. And guess what? Nick is going to get vengeance for his men in the south. Very good strike there. Killed the crew and wiped out the machine gun nest there. You can see another Jackson. I wonder if he's picked a doctrine yet. Oh yeah, he picked the Infantry doctrine. Or I think it's called Infantry Company, yeah. Those priests, they are the most annoying units ever. And you can see they're doubling the north again. So they lost the north. So they're basically shifting their forces north, south, north, south. So they took over the south, roughly secured it. Not really a whole lot to stop us from taking the south again. And now they're focusing north. Basically on whatever field point we have after and double teaming. So really, like, the amount of infantry with bars he had was ridiculous. I don't have a lot to stop this, which is unfortunate. They have 4 infantry units with bars here, all veterans E2 pretty much. And they have a lot of Jackson tank destroyers. So this is a pretty good, it's pretty hard to fight off this kind of army with the, you know, mass infantry. But if they make some mistakes, I do have the Obersoldaten, which are getting upgrades as soon as I have the munitions for them, which is going to take me a while because we don't have any munitions practically. Anyway, Nick is going to push south again and take over the field, just as they're taking our field. Look at that. They take our field, we take their field again. But yeah, killing the Major is a big blow. It's 90 fuel for them, and they're not going to waste it on it. They're not going to get him twice. I do love these Obersoldaten. They look so cool. Look at their backpacks with those night vision. I guess it only gives 2 of your men those night vision scopes. But these guys look like... They just look awesome with that night vision infrared scope. It was like the first night scope that was invented by the Germans. And now you can see this guy's just hanging out here by the truck with his MG42. This makes them very deadly. There are only 4 of them, but there are a lot of manpower. They also have a Sherman here, so they completely could just push in and wipe out my tank. But I do have some ATs. And you can see I am winning this fight. But there's more infantry that are helping out. I mean, the tanks are shooting in, and then this infantry's coming back. I'm just like, oh boy. So I had to fall back fast there. They know my truck is here, so that'll be a target at some point of some artillery, I'm sure. Anyway, I'm just making it all Obersoldaten. That's just what happens later on in the game. Just all Obersoldaten. And the Obersoldaten cost me 50 manpower per guy to replace, but the Volksgrenadiers just do not perform at that kind of level against these troops. Anyway, here comes a major assault. Pull out my artillery gun. I know they're probably screening. They're trying to kill my Panther. They do have a lot of bazookas. The problem is they didn't bring up these tanks till a little bit later. I mean, it was the second that cost them, right? They're just destroying my Panther. I gotta pull back or I'm screwed. And then we have a good old priest here. And they're gonna push in. I gotta fall back even further, but I am hitting. I am trying to hit them, but they're all focused now on this tank. They're not doing manual targeting. So they pretty much, yeah, they're using the HE round on their Sherman to wipe out my infantry. But you know, my flat cap track is suppressing them and hitting the rear armor. Meanwhile, more troops are falling into the north, bazookas. Now, if these guys came in earlier, can you imagine my Panther would have been gone? Anyway, I could use a little help from Nick, but at least he's securing the sound, taking away points from them. I'm not completely screwed up here. You can see it's the HE, but I have to do a full retreat. The most important thing is I got my Panther back alive, which is good. You can see we do these flag placements. You can actually build these with the defensive doctrine, which I believe is out. No, it's called fortifications doctrine for the Oberkommando West. By the way, it's good. Like, if they rolled up with 3 of these tanks right now, they could probably take me out. They got my truck. That's what they're trying to do with this truck. You know, I didn't build my trucks too far away from base. Like, base is right here. It's not like it's that far away. Anyway, they're focusing on this with their tanks here. And I think my troops coming up are going to scare them off. They probably think this is the beginning of more forces. And I'm going to wipe out some of these units and destroy my mechanized headquarters. That's okay. I'm not going to be making any Stuka-Sufuses with that. No Stuka-Sufuses are going to be made now. I'm not going to make any more Pumas or anything against that kind of armor they have here. It's going to be straight Panthers. If they destroyed this one, that would have been really bad. Nick did come out to reinforce, and most importantly is a Pack 40, which is a very decent unit. They saw where my tank was, now I'm going to start bombarding it with the priests. Priests are very good. If you get one or two of those, you can actually destroy. If you can find out where their headquarters are, you can just shell them constantly. Anyway, we're going to push up and we're going to try to take out this priest. That's my goal anyway, and Nick's going to help me out. Now you can see on the fog of war, I can see the priest there, so I'm going to stop. But I'm going to start apparently targeting the Jackson, but just kind of double team, because I was spotting for him. I'm actually going to take out a Jackson, which is great. So a tank destroyer is down due to some ATs and poor management up there. You can see I'm going to go take out this AT. So we took out their tank. We just took out an AT gun. I'm going to push in. Rear echelon stand absolutely no chance against me. And look at the Major standing there, ready to take on Oberkommando West commandos, basically with their STG-40s. You can see the Major's dead, that's for sure, but his rear echelon escort got away. Protection. Anyway, you can see my tank did get repaired by these Vet 1 guys. I don't think they... Okay, Vet 3 gives you the repair objects. I love the Oberkommando West units can get Vet 5. It just makes them awesome. These guys will get like 44 kills by the end of this match. So you can see in the south, it's falling again to us. Taking their fuel away once again, but they're going to start pushing south again. They're just shifting, and we're starting to figure out that they're, shifting south right after we take the north. So after we take the north, we're going to start shooting our forces south because we know they're going to attack there. Like I was saying, there he goes. Anyway, he's pulled all the way back, pretty much. I don't even notice my truck that was damaged here. I know that one got destroyed. I didn't even notice that my truck was getting damaged by that artillery, really. Anyway, they went with the captain. That's an interesting choice. Guess he unlocked everything. Oh, he skipped the lieutenant. He went right to the captain. Well, you can see his force. There's only like 6 guys in that half track there, but it's holding 10 men. We're going to push for the south again. Now, this is not going to be a good engagement for Nick because there's tons of American infantry around here. The Osman's a good idea, but there's an AT right there. And there's Jacksons and more Shermans down there. See, I have 2 Panthers. I'm moving in to help support. I want to at least get rid of some of these. I don't want him to lose his men, his tanks. So the Osman's gone. That's unfortunate, but if he can get that Panther 2 out of there, that would be great, but he can't. My Panther's coming just a little too late. But what he does a bombing run, which is great. It's going to shock the crew. And if I can act smart and get behind them, if I just move up, I can take out at least one of these tanks. That's what I'm trying to do there. But I have to fall back. There's more Jacksons. This tank is kind of screwed. I'm trying to screen. They did throw some kind of smoke down, which is dumb. It just wasn't. It's just a bad move because he was trying to protect his tank, but he stopped, Sherman being able to see me. So now my Panther's in trouble. They could push up. I think they have more tanks. So in that engagement, they lost 2 Jacksons. They lost a Jackson, a Sherman, and we lost all our armor, which was really bad. They're gonna pursue me with the Major, just the American blob. He's manning the Pack 40. This is really bad at this point. Luckily, I have these guys which I'm going to notice and start shifting them towards the captain. The captain's my biggest concern, and they're calling artillery on us. So I'm like, what the hell are you doing, tank? So back down to no health. Massive artillery barrage goes down. I do wipe out the captain, and their forces are pushed back. Look how much health my tank has, like nothing. So I'm retreated these guys back. They were trying to capture the munitions, but hit a mine, I think. Or got killed by some yeah, that was some artillery, probably. Yeah. So it's pretty even. You can see we're roughly about the same victory points. The map's starting to fall more into our favor, but that's just because they just pulled back a lot of their infantry that were healed up. His Vet 2 half-track's going to repair also. He's just refitting right now his crews. Killed 2 vehicles. But we now have a Tiger on the field, which is great. I'm just going to leave my tank back here. I'm asking Nick if he'll help repair with me. And I'm going to start reinforcing these guys. I am grabbing a second Storm Pioneer squad just to get this tank back in the field as soon as possible. And what a shocker, they're shifting north again. Man, if you become too predictable in this game about where you're going to go, the enemy's just going to be waiting for you there. My Obersoldaten can beat his forces. The problem is when they're kind of left alone like that. When they're on their own and they're fighting 2 or 3 units, there's only 4 of them. I remember the good old conscript blobs. That's one thing I miss about the Oberkommando West. They don't have machine guns. They have MG34s, but it's with the doctrine only. I think I use MG34s enough though, so yeah. Well, I'm gonna see you guys in a little bit. We're yeah, there's not too much action now. I'll come back to you when they do. Okay, they're kind of in the middle of assault with lots and lots of infantry here. Damaged engines galore. My Panther's taking shots at people. The rocket Werfer is shooting. Gotta fall back with that. And you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna take his tank. He did lose a Gren squad, but he took the Jackson, which is important. He should have fired right at this and just wiped out that half track. So that was funny. I mean, thankfully the pack crew is still there. I think they're a little too spread out. Like, this guy's just way in the middle of the road. And my men are gaining more and more veterans. See, this unit's killed 20. This guy's killed 11. Obersoldaten basically is my infantry corps in this match, and you can see it showing. I'm actually negative right now, wow. Mass casualties, I've lost 100. We've all lost pretty much 100 men. Like, 400 men have been killed so far in this match. It's been about 30 minutes. And I'll see when there's some more action here in a little bit. Okay, well, you can see another assault. He's coming back, and they're launching more smoke, and the Tigers are here, running over things. They're forced to fall back again. You know, if you could see, if you didn't have the fog of war, I mean, this game would be so different. And also the true sight. Look at this little howitzer barrage trying to kill my truck. At this point, I realized how screwed my truck is, so I started sending some men to help repair it. And this little howitzer mortar carriage is just annoying. It's just been killing some infantry, just shooting a little bit. It has very little range, though. These guys love artillery and tank destroyers. That's what these guys love. Anyway, you can see the sandbags are gone now. And I'm going to send in my Sherman to help kill some of these rear echelon troops. They don't have a lot of help, and they're really not all that good. Now, this guy, you might think he gets away, but nah, with the Obersoldaten, they're going to kill him right in the middle of the little lake here. You can see he's just like floating there. Nice lake, though. Look at this like scene. And he disappeared under the water. Yeah, you can see his little you can see his rifle. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I mean, you can see him repairing. I'm going to shift my men around this way to see the repairs. Gets a direct hit on me. Continue the repairs. I get one more direct hit. I'm screwed, and boom. Kills her energy and wipes out my thing. And look, I had my Vet 2 guys here that were going to help repair. And then he wipes out that squad. So now Veteran Z won and killed my truck. That's bad, but it's not as bad because I've been saving up fuel and I can just put it back at my base here. So I've lost pretty much all my trucks this match, which is not good. You can see, even though I'm with those 80 fuel, right? Even with the 80 fuel I have to put on that new truck, I can still build a Panther once I have enough manpower, which I'm going to do. So you can see my men have the STG-40s once again up north. Making a big push in the center again. They want their munitions back, I guess. Definitely held it for a long time, though. Yeah, the victory point in the south is neutralized. So you can see they're popping up a bunch of AT guns. And shocker, they're losing the field in the north. And what are they going to do? Shift south. Met 2 Sherman, which does have that ability. You can see I have 20 command points. That is smart. He's using his major as a forward retreat point there, and then as he retreated his men down there and make him go faster. So I'm just going to start taking the northern points here. Trying to lay down some mines here. I didn't realize, towards the end of the match, I didn't realize those were mine. My mines. I didn't realize those were, like, towards the end I was like, oh, who half-started those mines? And it was actually me. But yeah, they're going to push all their armor into the south. Like, they're very mobile, you know, you see in the beginning trying to cut off the points here. But they're leaving large portions of the map just by themselves. Just completely nothing to stop them. These guys are VAT 5 and they do have the slowly. They'll heal when they're out of combat, so that's pretty awesome. These guys do have the booby trap points. They also have the smoke bomb, the bundle grenade, and the infiltration tactics. So I'm going to try to overwhelm these ATs. He's going to be smart and react, but he can't react with both of them quick enough. So I kind of figured there was an AT screen up here. Anyway, the Tigers are going to have some fun. The side armor's exposed, so good. It's good that he's turning. My Panther's here too. I think we can definitely wipe out the Jacksons. You can see the half-track is here. They're just using the range and backing the hell up. And my men are over here getting wiped out. Unfortunate. So yeah, we just wiped out the Jacksons here. The Tigers are okay. They did lose a squad here, unfortunately, due to that mortar carriage. What the hell is that? Anyway, he's going to push into the south and try to, you know, wipe out whatever's down here pretty much. They do have bazookas, but... When there's that much armor around you and everyone's machine guns are shooting at you, just where the retreat. You can see he backed up his Jackson around this way and pulled out. So the south has fallen again. And yeah, you get to see we're pushing them back here. They do have the center of the map again though, and I have another Panther coming out. Anyway, the Sherman's popping up. I am getting hit by ATs. So I gotta pull back. I'm vet 2. So here's where he's gonna pursue, right? He wants to isolate me. Luckily my Panther came out and is gonna take shots on him. Once he sees that fresh Panther, it should encourage him to pull back there, which he does, but I am getting hit by those ATs that just keep moving up. Anyway, I did manage to destroy the engine on that thing, but I gotta pull back, and he's backing up this way when I told him to back up that way. So I'm gonna lose a Panther here, which actually gets abandoned. And look at this Panther. Actually, he's just gonna keep shooting at it, make sure it's dead. Which is smart. He doesn't want me to abandon. He doesn't want me to take it again. Anyway, the Tigers charging directly into the ATs. Not great. It got kind of stuck there. But at least the ATs get wiped out. Or should be getting wiped out here. I know they're in the heavy cover. He did wipe them out. Now the mortar carriage is pretty much in trouble. Oh, he missed there. So at this point I'm telling Nick to be careful, you know, there could be other tanks around, like that one for instance. Even though he wants a Jackson, it's just not right to pursue it. You can see there's multiple Jacksons around. And they're taking the north, and surprisingly we don't have the south, so that's something new. I'm gonna get my tank back. 23 kills on him so far. Making another, well, I'm getting my Storm Pioneer back to help repair it. Kind of missed the emergency repairs from that other doctrine I was using. Anyway, so at this point, me and Nick are going to kind of switch. I'm going to focus on the south. His Tiger's going to help defend the northern fuel point. These guys are definitely attacking a little more together than we were. There's the remnants of my... I could actually probably salvage a decent amount of these. But I get a lot of my men killed at that point. So I'm going to fall back again. Bet 5 on those men. But yeah, they're just using this stone wall here with the heavy cover. Just to keep, keep us off that munition point, which is smart. Well, you can see they're moving in, but then another Tiger, he's just making Tigers now, which is good. And I think he just killed one of his own men there. No, yeah, he did. Can you imagine? He's like, you idiot, you killed our other gunner. So that's another squad wiped out. The best thing you can do for to hurt your opponent a lot is just wipe out their squads. They have to keep, it's a lot more expensive to get a new squad than reinforce. Like for here, it's like 50 per man. So I got 1 man left in this unit. It's gonna cost me 150 to reinforce it. But if I lose that squad, it's gonna cost me 400. I'm just gonna hide in this house. I'm not even paying attention. Like I don't really even care about these guys. I just want them to kind of spot. I do have my ATs. I'm gonna start moving out myself. And that house collapsed, so there goes my squad. Anyway, there are Jacksons up north here. You can see he got lucky he didn't get his squad wiped out there. There's an AT gun, my earlier AT gun that's just there. Jacksons are waiting, just slightly out of range. This is good. I'm pushing in the south here. And managed to destroy that armor and take out that mortar carriage. I'm kind of like, I dare you to charge me. I have the AT supremacy. Now, I could get hit by artillery. But I did what I wanted to do. I did kill a vehicle of theirs. Did kill a vehicle of theirs. And yeah, you can see I'm right here. I'm going to back up my Panther. I'm pretty sure there's another attack coming my way. See, right now it's even. No one has an advantage. I'm trying to turn my AT guns around because I'm pretty sure a tank is about to come attack me. I'm going to pull back over the road to get us out of the negative cover. Get us in a little bit of light cover there. I also have my oversled on here, so I'm ready to, take these guys on. I'm going to push up in a second. Okay, welcome back. You can see that my men are trying to fight off Shermans. I do have all my ATs pushing up. I'm going to try to kill this Vet 2 Sherman by shooting everything I have at it. And he's falling back, which is smart. But my man can just keep pursuing him. And my little AT line should hold here. Now it's Vet 3 Sherman that did hit the wall there. And that bombing run wipes out that tank. That was a great strike by Nick. Did lose an infantry squad up here, unfortunately, though. The Tigers here. Look at all his infantry. I should be pushing up, which I am going to go after this Vet 3 Sherman. I want it destroyed. It's firing HE, which is ineffective against artillery, ineffective against tanks. Now I'm going to push up with my Panther, go right around his ATs and his kind of little planned ambush there. Isolate his tank, who's still firing the HE, and wipe him out. He almost gets away here, but I destroy his engine. It may take some rear fire. It's worth it to destroy it, get rid of this tank here. And even gives me some nice smoke to get away from his AT guns, which are positioned this way. Anyway, I'm going to pull back. I did keep all my tanks alive. And the Crusade and the Jacksons are coming back in. So I pull my Panther back. I just got to be patient. My Panther, and I see an ambulance. I might as well just take that out on my way back, right? So there goes that ambulance. It's like the second one I've killed. We don't like ambulances, apparently. And this thing is out of control, and this is still like... It's going to wait a little while to blow up, I guess. Plenty of time for the crew to hop out there, that's for sure. You can see it is on fire. Keep in mind, Jacksons they're going after my Panther. So I'm going to blitz them actually out of here even further, because I don't want to take on, I don't want to lose my Jackson, Nick just lost both his Tigers again. Yeah, more Tigers lost. If I lose my Panther, that's all our armor. So I'm screening once again with these AT guns. If they want to pursue a little bit closer, I'm fine with that. I'm going to kill their infantry right now. Nick is helping me out with this, which is good. He has more grenadiers. And you can see it's kind of like a massive AT front here. It's okay, I have my own AT front. So they do decide to push up. I'll fight you. Fire on fire. Fire on fire. Fire on fire. I'm a little tired, as you guys can probably tell. But I was very happy to, play this match about 2 hours ago and record it. Because I'm not going to wait for an update and lose this match. This is a good match here. You can see it's pretty even right now. But it is a mistake. He let his Jackson get killed here. Which is great for me. But he has more Jacksons down the south. So the south is falling again. The northern fuel is falling again with some vehicle crew. These guys must have hopped out of something. Yeah, I guess it's what. I bet paratroopers can reinforce off of there too. So yeah, now they're bombarding my Panzer headquarters again, and they're trying to wipe out my flak emplacements. So they did wipe out that frontier building. I'm not too worried about a base rush anyway at this point. What they're really trying to do is they're trying to wipe out my truck here. That's what I think, at least. Anyway, you can see I am retraining my men here. It take a little while for these guys to. I guess it takes a while to find like a great Over Commando West commando, pretty much. These guys are basically like commandos. These are like Panzer Grenadiers before they were nerfed. Love them. So I'm just gonna reinforce. I don't have any medical. I didn't have a medical truck, which I guess I could have built. But I'm trying to get another Panther right here. Really need it. And these guys have sprint automatically, which is awesome. 44 infantry kills on these guys. That's equivalent of 8 American manpower squads. You can see they're back here. He's going to heal and reinforce his men. And I got news for you. That's exactly where these men are going to head. I'm going to head around and try to kill his ATs. And it looks like there's more ATs abandoned there. I think that's the AT I killed earlier when I did my incursion. Infiltrating behind enemy lines. So you can see he's popped out his medics. I think, you know how people do that? They have the ambulance, right? But it doesn't count for their pops, so you can, like, that's what Americans can do. It's a little cheap. You can pop out your men, build the tank, and then you're over pop. They need to figure out a way to fix that. But that's for another patch, I'm sure. Anyway, when I see artillery like that coming, I'm gonna run the hell out of there. Just get the hell off that point, because hell is raining down. That would have killed any unit that was there. So now he's going to try to attack me, pursue me. I'm going to start bringing my men down. They're concentrated along this line of ATs, which is interesting. So Nick has some men here. I wish I had thrown some funnel grenades, which I managed to do here. I just want to get them out of cover, and that does a decent amount of damage. I did wipe out that lieutenant. 47 kills on these guys. So now, with our SCG-44s, we're going to try to pursue well, actually, we're going to engage these guys, then we're going to try to pursue these AT guns that are back here. They're almost going to wipe out my squad. I'm going to fall back, throw a grenade, just trade some grenade fire. We have plenty of munitions, and I have my ATs ready to stop any pop-up jacks as they try to push towards the middle here. I do have my Panther back here for support. So he's going to run that about the Jackson. They are not anti-infantry. They don't even have a machine gun. I'm going to lose this squad almost. I'm just going to fall back. We do have a Sherman on our flank here, so I'm going to maneuver these guys to try to take out that Sherman. You know what, the AT's still up here, so I managed to hold the center here. They're taking the northern point again. Another Tiger out, but the S-mines are amazing in taking out the forces. So I'm kind of daring, we're still taking the munitions. I'm just kind of daring the Sherman. Its engine did get damaged, fortunately, so I'm just going to push up. It can't go very much anywhere. She's going to hop out of it. Once he's my Panther coming up, he's gonna hop back in it, and he's just gonna lose it. So, Veteran C5 on this gun. It does have first strike, and it also has camouflage. So now that I see that the ATs are here, because they pushed themselves up too, I'm gonna start healing my men, reinforcing my base, and then send them after there. These dudes kind of look like paintball guns a little bit. I do love those SCG-44 infrareds. They're just awesome. You can even put these in buildings, which I've decided not to do. I want to keep them more mobile. I'm going to take the center again. Then With his falling, he just needs to keep putting down S-mines. So we can collapse this pocket right here, then they're in trouble. You can see we have 108 victory points, they have 93, so it's pretty close still. They're going back and forth, and now they're taking the center again. But we do have the south, thankfully. You can see Nick does have the more artillery. His AT guns there. Luckily, he was able to get out fast enough. That's a big enough delay for how much artillery it is that you can get out of there. And I'm just getting whacked by the Jacksons, 3 of them. If he was using the when they become veterans, E1, they have this high velocity armor piercing shell that he can use. Now, what's bad is that my ATs are out of position, but it's gonna fall back. Oh, because there's ATs here. And the infantry are gonna kind of move in. I could swing down here and try to help, which I'll get behind them and try to, kill as many units as I can. But I'm gonna definitely take out these ATs here. If I can take out the ATs, the south will definitely fall, or so I think. And then I can use my Panther to take out that ambulance here. Bet 3, Panther, nothing to mess with. Good rate of fire. Could get advanced sight if it was veteran Z4. It's very hard to get veteran Z4 tanks, I feel like. And artillery is landing down. More artillery, so I have to fall back in my Vet 5 squad. So that's at least neutralized. He'll make it so it's 1-on-1 again, so the victory points won't stop. You can see they're just pushing up in the open field. They're trying to hit us with, anti-tank rifle grenades. They're killing some of his grenadiers. So they haven't been focusing so much on my base back there, which is good. I'm gonna be sneaky. I'm gonna send out my rocket warfare because I know I can retreat him and just try to take out this priest. See, I'm using that flare, which look how much it illuminates. First of all, it takes a while to go away, and by the time I get up there, though, it'll be pretty much in the ground. But it does show me where they are. I was very curious where this force was in this match. Pretty much, I want to know if they were heading south. If I was going to encounter anything with my Panthers once I push south there. And I'm just going to leave this fight and head south. See, I get up there. He fires his first shot into the Jackson and not, the priest. I just couldn't believe that. Bet 4. Almost dead, this gun. I couldn't really push up. I don't have the line of sight with this. I'm just going to try to retreat. And that's not going to happen. We're going to have to go through all these guys. But luckily, Nick does another bombing run. So they're not paying attention. Bombs come in. Do some damage. Anyway, I'm finally talking about the flanking attack I did. It doesn't go as well as I thought it was going to go for me. So I just lost 2 squads there. Which wasn't good. I didn't realize that these guys, one had bars. So yeah, I just lost 3 oversold-on squads. That was extremely bad. I thought that was an AT there for a second instead of a Vet 3 squad, but he's dropping his machine guns, he's dropping all his heavy guns. So I just lost all my infantry, which is very unfortunate. But he lost some infantry too. It just seems like there's no end to the amount of infantry they have. I mean, mine are very expensive, and that makes sense, but that was a very poor engagement for me to lose 3 oversold-on there. I guess we're getting towards the end, and I thought I could just pull it off, but I couldn't, so. Once again, leaving the ambulance a little exposed in the middle of the field there. It might mean it's, like its friend up here, or, its other friend back here. Oh, there's one still, sir. There's one over here somewhere, like some wreckage. Anyway, another push screen by infantry, very good. S-mines are around here. Now when we smash south, we're going to head north because we're pretty sure more Jacksons are coming. And we are not wrong in this, this assumption, but actually, they're going to push north, but they're going to head towards the mid here, which is interesting. I am hitting them. I'm not a big, we could take on 3 Jacksons, right, but they're just going to back the hell up. Anyway, thankfully to the mine, it's going to slow down these American infantry, and then we also have grenadier support. And yeah, just you need some minesweepers or something for the S minefield. Using the flare again and just kind of scare him off. I guess he knows what that flare means, that I can actually see him. So we can definitely take that point back. I do have some storm pioneers heading south. I want to take this point, but he does have a machine gun positioned here. And that's just a fallback. Like, there's no point in me actually sticking around fighting that. I know there's been a long match. It's almost over. But I thought you guys would want me not to, you know, give you most of the action on this. This was a good match. See my Panthers here in the south doing some real damage, just running over American infantrymen who don't have any, you know, any hope of trying to kill them. Most of the Obersoldaten. Push forward, take out the ambulance again. I'm gonna go right down and kill this machine gun, so I can take over that point. They still have a lot of Jacks. They have 2 Jacksons, 3 Jacksons still, and a Sherman, so they have a lot of armored force there trying to push north again. And it's like when they can see them, the mines don't go off, which doesn't make any sense. I know, it's like you could see them, that's great, but you're still standing on it, like. Anyway, that machine gun crew got wiped out. You can see Veteran Z2. They're like doing some, like a marked target or something, but they are like, I don't know what that was. They have the same symbol for different things. Anyway, I'm capturing the south. Once again, we're gonna have, well, once again, we take the field in the south, they take in the north. And you can see there's a lot of armor just kind of sitting back at base. Oh, I also got, this is the awesome Panther command tank. It does have the ability concentrate fire, which basically coordinates your targets to just pretty much take out a target. It's like marked target almost. Anyway, these guys aren't gonna win against my Obersoldaten, even with I'm throwing a grenade and stuff, and they're just doing all vanilla, or call them vanilla. They're just doing all basic American infantry, no weapons. They must have run out of munitions. I mean, they did have a lot. Oh, 1,200 munitions. Upgrade your men with some bars or something. 1,200. That's the most I've ever seen. Anyway, I know the tanks are up here, so I'm just gonna push south. Here I throw in smoke. Man, the machine guns, I'm gonna go right through the smoke. And we are gonna kill all the infantry down this sector. They are not veterans, so they can't hit any of the anti-tank rifle grenades, which is good. They're down to 32 points. And I'm eventually moving in, once again, the Storm Pioneers to finish the job they started. And Nick just lost his Tiger against 3 Jacksons. That's unfortunate. So North has fallen. I'm ready to do battle with these Jacksons. I have a lot of them. He uses Tiger there. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start laying down some mines here. I don't want them to capture that point so easily this time. Mines are very effective early on in the game, but I just didn't have the munitions for a while. Now we're actually battling over the munitions target for them. I'm telling Nick to make a lot of MGs to fight off the infantry, because right now we're definitely winning, even though they have the tanks. However, they do have the smoke, which is good. More bombing strikes going in. It's going to force the fall back again. But that was a good strike. Sherman's coming up. As you can see, they're just going to try to push in with their infantry. You can see they're using smoke, though, which is good, which means they do have grenades. I have my tanks lined up right here. I don't have any troops to repair them. I don't really have any infantry. And that's when I see a Sherman just by itself. That smoke is, you can see we backed up one forward again. That's because we can't see because of the smoke. As soon as that smoke clears up, though, we're going to take out this Sherman. It can't take on 3 tanks. And at this point, I figure, you know, it's a do or die. It's been a long game. I got to go after these Jacksons here. So I'm going to push and go after the Jacksons. We're just going to retreat. Now, this is a good and a bad move. It's a bad move because I'm trying to take on Jacksons kind of from the front, and not all my men can see because of the narrow lanes here, and they're throwing a lot of smoke down. They're just trying to make it hard for my tanks to maneuver. And then it almost seems like they did, no, they weren't using anything. I wonder what that, someone probably knows what that is. Oh, leadership. Cool. So we have the leadership of our tank. So let's go back. So that's my Panther. Pushing them back. They're going to target my command tank. If I can just kill enough of these that they can't have any chance, I'm going to kill that Vet 2 tank. I'm going to keep pushing. At this point, I realize I need to get my command tank out of there. It's down to 200 health. I have the Vet 4 tank, which is almost dead itself, so it is pretty much a stalemate, I'd say. I lost the Panther, killed the Jackson, and then boom, I get hit by the ATs that come behind me, so that was a stalemate until I got hit by those AT guns. So I'm going to pull all the way back. Vet 5 Panther, 41 kills on this guy. 34 infantry, 7 vehicles this thing has killed. I'm going to Let me get my storm barriers to help repair this. And he's pushing him, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And my AT's back at base. So I'm not sure if he decides to push forward. His men are pretty injured though, and you know, a Tiger could do some real damage. And you can just see the Tiger just goes, I mean, these don't have great armor, right? But it's still a Vet 3 tank. So you can see, once again, he gets away with like nothing, no health on both of his tanks there. I'm going to push up. These guys are going to try to, you know, these guys are probably going to try to kill my tank here, which they can see. I'm just going to wipe out both squads. I don't want Nick's tank to die again. I think it's, oh, it actually did get killed by that. So you can see they're pretty much been decimated. All they're doing is they're gonna throw a ton of infantry at this point here, and that thankfully Nick's machine gun was focused on this area, so they're gonna get suppressed. They also have the Obersoldat here. They're gonna call artillery in. That's okay. That'll delay their own men. We're gonna do 11 points here. We're gonna pull out here. It takes a little while for the heavy artillery barrage to come down. And I don't know why his guys decided to like set up there again, but it's okay. They're back. I'm gonna start suppressing them, so they're just gonna throw all the infantry they have towards the center here. My tank's repairing. This is the epic conclusion. They're down to 5 victory points. They're down to 4 victory points. They're throwing 8. You know, they're throwing grenades. My men are gonna die here, but they're gonna make them hold this point. So they're gonna die, but they were good. They died for the fatherland, and they're down to 1 point left. And they're also taking this point in the south, but it was too late. All right, let's look at the kills here. I had 241 kills. That's insane. Cows were just insane on this match. So there's like, so I was gonna add this up. Someone add this up in the comments, the number of deaths versus the kills in this thing. Well, they're gonna be even, right? But just add up the number of men both sides lost, because that's ridiculous. There's like 360 at least from us. They lost like 500 men. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. You can see the kills here and deaths. Anyway, I hope you guys. Anyway, if you guys want to subscribe, that'd be great. Leave a comment down below what you thought of this match. Anything else, any kind of suggestions or tips. I think it's important I bring you better gameplays like this than just crank out a video every day, which is some kind of average gameplay. Anyway, cut from N221 signing.